What is up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video we're going to be discussing agency static HTML form services. So this is a part of my series on static research, static asset research, and this is an important step because depending on how you're building your static assets, you're probably going to need something to manage form submissions. Most of them seem to use SMTP relays of some kind, and so they've built various systems to be able to use these SMTP relays and basically plug those into static HTML form templates. Some of them may provide the templates. The one that I'm going to be recommending today doesn't provide the templates, but it's way cheaper, and it comes with unlimited submissions. So just to clarify, we're looking for agency solutions. So these are solutions that we can use as an agency, and they give us a large number of monthly submissions and of forms that we can actually use with the account. So let's start with my first recommendation, which is my ultimate recommendation based on price and functionality, and that is formstatic. So this is formstatic.dev. This is a fairly new service, and we know that because when we go to the Pro page, which is basically the prices page, it says that it's still in beta, and there's still a discount because of this beta phase. So you can get this for $50 a year. It's basically $5 a month, and then later on it'll be $10 a month ish. So 100 you pay by the year, so it'll be $100 per year. So excuse me, even at the $100 a year, it's way more cost effective than the other competitors. This is not a video that is me doing research on screen, from searches. I've already found about seven services that meet criteria based on desirable agency level functionality. Okay, and so this is the one that I ended up subscribing to, and I'm using. I've already tested with some of my Bootstrap Studio templates. So there's actually a free version, but there are downsides, like the submissions aren't stored in the platform. The emails are branded with, I guess, formstatic, and the landing pages are branded. You're limited to email and webhook processors. With the Pro version, they are stored in the system. There's unlimited monthly submissions, unlimited forms, unlimited submission archive. There's no branding. You can connect to Zapier, automated spam filtering. I believe this uses a Kismet. I could be mistaken, but if I recall, I think it's a Kismet. And it's not, you don't have to put your credentials. It's just automatic. It comes with the price you pay. Bulk submission export. There's a bunch of other stuff. So I've already prepared a little bit to show you in the back end here. So let's go to the back end. I'm not going to show the form section. It's really just a list of the forms that you've created and the number of submissions that they have. But when you click create new, here's 1, 2, 3. You'll see there's a submission section and an export section and a settings section. I'm going to delete this, so there's no reason to try to take advantage of this. You have to have an API anyway. So basically, an HTML form now some of these might work on partially static JavaScript or whatever, if that's even an accurate thing to say, and it'll still work on static assets, because usually the JavaScript is kind of just performing something somewhere else, but then it's got like a little iframe in your static asset. But this one here, this is HTML, and then you put a little piece of code, and in the background, I guess there's some sort of SMTP relay going on. I want to say that they use something like Amazon SES. I think it might be in the footer. Let's see, there's something, I could be mistaken on that. So I'm not just here. Formstatic uses the latest TLS encryption now. It's probably some sort of relay. I don't remember what service they use. I thought that I saw it somewhere at one point. So there's a little bit of setup with this. It's a lot cheaper, but you do have to be aware of your form has to post to this location, and you have to put this little piece of code, which is this right here. So this is an example of HTML form code. So it'll be like form up here, and then, / form down here, and then all the stuff describing that form is here. And then when you're in the back end of a particular form, then you basically just take this piece of code and copy it, and then sandwich it in between your form HTML code. So you just create a line and just paste it here. You also have to put your API, and I believe the docs kind of show you how to do that. The docs really show kind of most of what this is capable of doing. So let's see, form action, this method equals post. So as you can see, that was up here. And then I believe you just paste, I think the rest, this part here, you can basically configure, this is where it's going to go. But most of it is, don't be intimidated by the code. Most of it is really just going into the docs here and just pasting what they give you. So you put this in there somewhere, and then you'll put this in here somewhere, and they give you examples of how it's done. You have to paste this here to actually indicate this is the form that this is the actual profile that I want the form submissions to go to in my formstatic account. But it's all, once you get familiar with that, it's really easy. It just takes a minute or two, and then it's, tracked properly. And you can really just kind of, copy paste it, and then just change the destination email inside. Like I think it's right here, or no, maybe it's, here it is. To do value equals, it's just right here. So I believe you go, this is where I would put, support@getivan.com or whatever. If I had a client email, I would put their email here, and the rest basically stays the same. So there's different processors in the docs, webhook processor, formstatic processor, and this is I think a pro only version. So there's advanced features for various redirects, so you can have them fill out that form, anywhere, and then you can have them redirect to a specific location. You can just indicate that straight in the form codes. It's really simple, actually, even though it's just raw code. It's very simple stuff. Honeypot spam filtering. This is not necessary. If you have the pro version, yeah, they use a Kismet. So it's just automatically handled. But anyways, so when we're looking at a form, this is what it looks like, piece of code there. And then there's an export section, export it to CSV or JSON. And in the settings section, I'm not going to scroll down because there's a sensitive piece of information down here, which is my account API. I'd have to roll it if I shared this on a video. But here's the form. Basically, they provide you details to give to Zapier down here. That's all that's below. And then here's your form ID, and then you can change the name of that form. So it's actually really simple. You go to forms, you create a new form, you get to this page, you paste this code into your little, swipe of form code to, say this is the form that I want for this particular snippet of code. And then inside the code, you'll actually change the destination to, you'll change this destination to where you want it to really go. And then if you want it to redirect on submission to a landing page, then you can set that too. So it's really cheap, unlimited submissions, unlimited forms. The downside with this service is that doesn't come with forms. So you actually have to have an HTML form template. But the good news is that there's a lot of them out there. You can do a search on HTML form templates, and then you can just literally inspect or view page source, and you can just copy the source of an HTML form template and then just kind of purpose it. Then you can just put your own. This right here is the power. There's no shortage of HTML form templates, and the one that I use is just built into. Here's my template for Bootstrap Studio that I developed, and this one comes inside of Bootstrap Studio, Bootstrap form template. And all I have to do is click on this code, and I won't show it because there may be sensitive data. But then I can just go in there and just change those couple of pieces of code like I was describing. So really simple, really cost effective. This is my #1 recommendation as far as agency level HTML static form solutions and services. Now let's talk about some other ones, and we'll just go through these really quickly. and you can decide, hey, maybe I want to pay a little bit more money for something that might be even nicer. So some of this, like here's form bucket. So that was formstatic. So formstatic.dev, by the way, if you want to take a look at that and get a good price while they're still in beta. And I've tested it. It works. It's all good. So let's move forward to form bucket and some of these other ones. It says here $20 a month after a 14-day free trial. So that's not too bad. That's a lot more expensive than the other one we were looking at. But it also has autoresponders, webhook automation, and the other one might have webhooks to some degree. Not sure. It does come with spam protect. This makes it sound like you can. It says webhook automation, so you might be able to use it to integrate with other things using webhooks. I'm not sure if formstatic actually had webhooks to create where you could create triggers. Let's actually curious about that. Webhook processor sends an HTTP request containing the form data to an endpoint. Oh, okay, so you can HTTP method like other post. So it looks like you can use webhooks to some degree. I'm not sure what the degree is with this one. So curious, but let me close some of these tabs here. And it looks like it kind of works on a similar method here. It integrates with HTML. I don't know if it comes with templates. Let's see. My initial criteria was what's the cost and what are the benefits. And since this one was a lot more expensive than formstatic, I didn't sign up for the free version and really look back there. But it does look like it might have just a little bit more, but it really ups the cost. So that's form bucket, worth looking at, and more. It is more cost effective than some other things we'll be looking at. Let's look at getform.io. We already see our HTML form here, so this appears to work on a similar premise. Let's see, no form builder, no ugly style. So this says no form builder. See your submissions, all listed and timestamped with full data. Give a name to your form, specify a custom redirect URL, get notified via mobile app or email. So it sounds like it's very similar. You can integrate it with Zapier. So it's just a Zapier integration. Also, one code, lots of solutions, collaboration. Post your submission data, any endpoint URL. So that's basically the same as the other one. Let's look at the pricing. So, and this is, yeah, see, this is where it's just a huge downside. Unlimited submissions, but a very finite number of forms. You know, you pay $7.50, I guess $90 per year if you pay by the year, but you only get to do 5 forms. Now, I wonder if that means that they're just 5 forms by template, by design, and then you can have unlimited destination. It says invite unlimited members, so that's interesting. That's kind of a unique feature. Not really sure what the deal is there. They need to clarify if the forms means, okay, well, this is only 5 websites, 5 actual forms on websites with 5 destinations, or if it's just 5 form templates where then you can change an unlimited number of the actual recipients. Because then it's not such a big deal. If you're just using a generic form template, then you really can just use one form that's really vanilla looking, you know. I don't know though. That doesn't sound like that's what they mean. So the scalability there and what we've seen, I mean, it really appears to be about the same as formstatic. So I kind of ruled that out. Thunderpenny. So Thunderpenny was a really unusual and unique one because it says it lets you build any content you want inside your tab. Now this is inside of a Facebook page tab. So inside of a Facebook page tab, you can add static HTML of any kind, including forms. So it was just kind of an unusual and weird thing I found. I remember it being expensive. Let's see what the price is. Geez. Includes one page for $30 a month, 12 tabs per page, all pro features. So you could probably do some unusual drag and drop tab editor, full white label, your website in Facebook. So that's very strange and unusual. That's probably why I bookmarked it. Basically create static assets inside of Facebook. So I thought that was pretty cool. But moving forward from there, because I don't think that's very cost effective, staticform.xyz. Now, if I recall, this one had a really good deal, but it was concerning how open it was. So integrate HTML forms. Let's see here. I don't believe it has a cost, but I don't remember actually why I decided not to even bother with that. Let's see. It works on a similar premise to the other ones. You have your static HTML form, and then here's the location, here's the method to post. Then you paste your little snippet for the form, and so on and so forth. Share your suggestion FAQs. Service is free to use, but account will be blocked if we detect any misuse of the service. Static Forms is developed using serverless stack, so the cost is almost nil if not free. We use Zit for front end and Oz for back end. Oz serverless stack for back end. We also have support from our sponsor Qualisend. So that's also kind of a glimpse into serverless stack. Almost sounds like a function. So, just there, let's see, using some sort of function process to deal with this stuff, bringing your ideas and imagination to life, call us in. So it could be that they're just trying to get exposure. And that's kind of why I didn't want to use them, because if you're not paying anything, it's kind of like, I wouldn't want to get blocked or have a surprise cost being thrown up in my face one day. But I mean, if you're not doing a huge amount, why not try these guys? If it's not too big of a deal. So they I think staticforms.xyz would be worth checking out. I don't know about webhooks. Are there any docs? I'm not seeing any docs. Looks like you just create an access key, and then you can just it's just a sending method. So there's no, there's probably no spam filter or the ability to configure, or maybe there is. Here's a redirect. Reply to a customer's email. There's probably no webhook option, but okay, so that's staticforms.xyz. Let's move forward to Cognito Forms. This was a nice one. I think it included the form builder. Yeah, it includes a form builder inside. So this is a much nicer service. The problem with this service is the cost. Cost is high. So I guess $10 a month, 2 users, unlimited forms, 2,000 entries per month. That's across everything. Payments? Oh. Individual and pro plans include access to Stripe. Payments are limited only by the number of submissions included with your plan. Okay, so they can the forms can accept payments inside the forms. So that's really cool. So this is a pretty cool option. And this is not too bad. $24 a month for 10,000 entries a month. And then I guess $100 a month for unlimited. To me, it's expensive. So I guess if you're really thinking about the quantity that you're sending, and if you need to accept payments, then I guess this is one thing to do. And it comes with a form builder, so that's kind of another point of convenience. Let's see, what else do they have? Conditional logic, repeating data, calculations. Oh, okay. See here, Zapier, Microsoft Power, Automate, and JSON webhooks for looks like other payments, PayPal and Square. So this is kind of a fancier solution. And then finally, we've got Hello Forms. Let's take a look at the pricing. $7 a month for unlimited forms, unlimited submissions, spam detection and recaptures, submissions dashboard, file uploads, custom spam rules, webhooks, and Zapier integration. Wow, that's a really good one. I guess I chose formstatic because of the beta deal. But I guess if it wasn't the beta deal, then this is even cheaper. Integrate your form, profit. Super simple to get started, only 2 steps. The copy of this website is also, I think, lower quality. So that's kind of one, that's a kind of a red flag that I have a lot nowadays. If someone hasn't put in the time to make their site look a little nicer, it kind of makes me wonder if it's well supported. I mean, it's not bad, but it's a little bit plain. Boilerplates. Copy a ton of boilerplate forms using your favorite CSS frameworks and UI kits. Zapier extension, built-in webhooks. Okay. Review submissions. No more tracking down contact information. All your submissions are viewable through your dashboard and they go straight to your inbox. It sounds very similar to formstatic. So, and it seems to be priced pretty well. Built by Lynn Digital. Let's see. Simple yet powerful software. Seems like these guys have built a variety of things. Okay. I did not sign up and look at the back end, but it seems promising. It seems very similar to formstatic and pretty well priced. So that's helloforms.co. But that basically sums it up. It seems like there's FormBucket might be useful for, some other level of webhook automation. It's hard to tell. And then I think it kind of ruled out Getform. They have the ability to have an unlimited number of members, so that was interesting. And it was kind of unclear how the number of forms was managed. The Thunder Penny was for Facebook. Static Forms is free, but a limited amount of integrations, perhaps. Cognitiforms is kind of the fancier form of all these. It seems to have the ability to process payments, build your own forms in the system, and also solid integration capability. But the most cost-effective solutions appear to be formstatic at $50 to $100 a year, depending on whether they're in beta or not. And then Hello Forms, which is basically $84 a year, so about the same. And they all kind of include a lot of the same features. They're HTML templates handled by what I'm assuming is either function-based code relay type stuff or maybe SMTP relay stuff. So very interesting. That's pretty much it. And I have tested formstatic, and I've received stuff in my email, and whenever I do replies, it automatically fills out the reply email, unlike in Google Forms or something where it doesn't really do that. It just says, hey, you got a submission. So make sure to check out the next video. I needed to do this video before my next one, where I talk about a sort of soft conclusion that combines a lot of these static services into a fully formed, functional agency level static site sort of infrastructure, like a system for being able to build these assets in a more fluid fashion. So I figured that out. I'm excited to be sharing that, and that's in the next video. I will catch you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.